Welcome into this episode of Coach's Corner. Jordan Woodruff with you. And today we're joined by head coach Jenny Hinterreiter of the volleyball team. And today's episode brought to you by University Center. And coach, season is over. And yeah, you always hate that. The state champions have actually been crowned as well last week. So talk a little bit about what you thought and how the season went.
Oh, well, our regular season record was pretty good. Didn't end quite the way we wanted to. We wanted a real strong game against Piedmont going into regionals and didn't quite get that momentum we needed headed into regionals. But proud of how our girls conducted themselves on and off the court. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Well, and it's so tough. We talk about it, 6A volleyball. And when it came to the playoffs, you know, you're in that, and you felt like you were pretty comfortable, but just Jinx made a few more. I mean, Union made a few more plays. It was at Jinx, but Union just made a few more plays, and that's the difference in looking up and being close or being down 25-16 in a set.
Yeah. I'm for the first 13, 15 points is kind of head to head there, and we just really could not get into a dominating offensive rhythm to change that tide to take sets.
And I thought there was a point where they could have given up. And they didn't. They still showed fight all the way through, and that's always been a hallmark of your teams.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we're underdogs, we always give it all that we got, sometimes to the detriment of giving, wanting something too bad or trying too hard, and then you lose your comfort and confidence in your skill because all you're thinking about is trying so hard. But, yeah, I'm always proud of my girls on how they play and how much they want to win, because at the end of the day, that's the funnest part. Yeah. I mean, It really is. That's why you practice the way you practice, so that you can go and win games. And but always proud of our sportsmanship and, like I said, how we conduct ourselves, and we try to execute the plans that we have, and that's all you can ask.
And to pull off an upset, you got a small margin of error in sports.
Yeah,
and that was the thing. It seemed like, the sets just weren't in the right spots, and some of the back ends, maybe you didn't get the dig you wanted to get. And then, I thought at the net, you guys blocked and did pretty well, it seemed like at times at the net.
Yeah, I actually was rewatching. I was helping Allison Duncan. I was like, I need to get Allison some highlights. And she was real strong on the net against that game in regionals, real dominating, and has some good solo blocks and assist blocks for her. She had a great hitting game that game. Yeah, I call it scramble mode. We actually have a drill. It's called in-system versus scramble. So one side of the net is working on being better in scramble mode, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then the other side is in-system. They should be in control. They should be executing everything that they should. And it really looked like that drill that we do, scramble versus system, but we just kind of were scrambling.
Yeah, and I think one thing that always is a lot of the teams you play that are top of 6A have so many big hitters. They're 3 or 4 deep at the net as far as going up and getting kills. And, it's that you don't necessarily, you'll have maybe one every once in a while, maybe 2, but it just seems like it's hard sometimes because maybe you don't have the attackers you would like maybe at the net that, we talk about it. You're facing a lot of girls that are going to go play college volleyball, and there's a difference.
Yeah. I'm going to say I'm not taking a dig on Ponca City, but we just don't have the amount of opportunities other athletes have in big cities. And, probably 12, 13 deep on those rosters that we saw at regionals are probably playing on some sort of highly competitive club team year round.
Right.
And it's just different for us.
Yeah.
It's just different. So when we get into those qualifying type games, that's where you see a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, I agree with that. So now you go into off-season mode, and what goes on volleyball with the off-season?
Well, our kids are going to stay in the weight room if they have weights, and then that 7th hour, we've always, had to share.
Yeah.
It's basketball season now.
Right, the girls play basketball, yeah.
So we don't necessarily have a court to work on touches on the ball and some skills, but we'll do other stuff like agility or running, working on our cardiovascular and running, and maybe hopefully when football's over and soccer's outside, maybe we can take advantage of the indoor facility, do some stuff in there. But, we'll take advantage of trying to get stronger and faster.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of the girls do play multiple sports. Once you said the court's kind of taken over for basketball season and wrestling as well.
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder to get things in.
Yeah.
So you just can work on what you can work on.
Yeah. Yeah. We try to be a little bit creative. The girls never know what they're going to get. The only consistent thing is Wednesday I let them work on homework. Other than that, you got to bring all your gear for every day. You never know what you're going to do.
I like that. So you're not doing it out in the cold though, right?
Oh, sometimes. Sometimes. If it's above 32, we're outside.
I like it. I like it. So we got to keep them on their toes. And that makes it fun too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely a point in the season where you feel, it's not like you don't like it or don't want to go, but there's a weariness of your routine of coming to practice, doing the same, try to mix it up with drills, but you're doing the same thing over and over again. There's only so many different ways you can pass volleyball. So just kind of keeping their brains a little bit popping.
Last couple of things for you. First off, group of seniors.
Yeah.
Go through them, talk about them, what they're able to accomplish, and you're going to miss them, of course. Always do.
Yeah. Well, let's give one shout out to one of our juniors. Junior Izzy Strassel was honorable mention for all conference.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's, I hope she takes that confidence going into next year, her senior year. And so seniors, Logan Hafen got honorable mention all conference as well. This is Big 7 conference. Allison Duncan and Macy Strong were second team all conference. Darcy Hinterrider was first team all conference and voted MVP. So that's really neat that our athletes have a chance to get those accolades.
That's great. And like I said, you're going to miss them. But now that brings in, you mentioned one of the juniors, talk about what you got maybe looking ahead, and you always can, things can change, but looking ahead to next year.
Kind of the ebb and flow of classes. Like we have a big senior class this year, and next year we have 4 juniors this year. So our senior class next year is going to be smaller. So we'll be relying on some of those sophomores and they're this year's sophomores and maybe some of this year's freshmen to kind of step it up a little bit. I don't want to say rebuilding, but when you lose almost all of your starters, that's what it is. So we'll be getting into a new routine, seeing what feels comfortable and hitting the ground running in the summer.
I'm seeing that with a lot of the school teams this year is they have big senior classes, and there's like a drop maybe a little bit in the juniors, but really some promising sophomores and freshmen. I think it's the same with your group.
Yes. And there is something about this senior group. Since they were freshmen, they've been contributing to varsity levels on multiple sports for Ponca. So this senior class really is a kind of a unique, fun one.
It's always hard to tell what you're going to be like, though, when you get those younger ones, because it's will they take that next step? And you just never can really predict that, can you?
And just seeing a girl playing volleyball on the 8th grade level and then to her senior year, the difference in just physical capability and just in those short 4 years, it really is fun to see kids' growth. So.
Yeah. Well, Coach, really appreciate the time. Best of luck in the off season, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again here soon. And can't wait to hear you spinning the tunes at the basketball games.
Thank you. That's the next step.
Yep, I was going to say, don't forget DJ. What's her DJ name?
Ripcord.
DJ Ripcord.
Yes. Coming
at you there in Robson Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
First basketball game will be coming up, I think, December. So you guys make sure to check that out. Any request? She takes tips.
Send them my way.
She takes tips, right?
Yeah. So. Oh, yeah. Tip. I need a tip jar. I do.
You should do a tip jar. Yeah, you should. Well, Coach, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coach Jenny Hinterrider with Volleyball, and that's going to do it for today's Coach's Corner. Thanks to Chris behind the camera. As always, this episode has been brought to you by the University Center. And until next time, Jordan Woodruff saying so long, and go Cats.